Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mackie and I hope you're all having a great day today. So welcome back for another Tiny Home Tuesday, and once again this is another update video, and today I am actually going to start finally putting up the rafters on the tiny home. So as you can see, there's one just resting up there. But yeah, I think the hardest part of all this was just cutting these long 14-foot 2x6s and hauling them around. So I think that was the most time consuming part, because I threw this up there in literally like 1 second, and then it just needs a couple nails in it, it's good to go. If you're new here, I've been building this tiny house in my backyard, and once the roof's on there, the exterior is completely done, and then I get to start electrical wiring and interior work, which I'm excited for. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on all post notifications, and let's just get straight into the video. So right now I'm just marking out where the planks are going to be sitting. All of the rafters are going to be sitting 16 inches apart from each other, not on center, so I just took my square and just made those marks. And if you do this, make sure you're calculating how long the plywood sheet is, and you make sure that it lands in the center of a rafter. So the rafter that my plywood is going to be landing on is only 12 inches from the last rafter, just so it rests directly in the center of it. Okay, so I just marked out where all the brackets are going to sit, and I started putting some of them up there already. You can see them right up there. So I'm gonna try something risky because you can't really see anything from down here, but I'm gonna try to twist this tripod around the wood up there so that you guys can see me do it. So I guess let's attempt it. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay. I don't want it to fall, but okay, let's try it. I just realized I forgot to show the brackets. This is what they look like. So they just hook on the edge right there, and then the 2x4s will sit directly, or 2x6s will sit right in the center of it. It would focus. That's a serial number. But yeah. So I have my lines marked out right here. 16 inches apart from each other, not on center. So I just take my bracket, rest it on the line, and then I am good to screw it in. Okay, so I just threw the first one up there just to test it out in the bracket, and it's working out pretty well so far. So right now I'm just going down the line installing these brackets. So I decided to go with the brackets just because they're going to end up being a lot more sturdy and accurate compared to nails, because nails can split the wood and everything. So this is just a better option. Okay, so now the easy part, I just have to throw the wood planks up there. Once all the brackets were set, all I did was take the 2x6s, set them up there, and kind of flop them down directly into the bracket. Then I took some wood screws and just drilled them through the bracket directly into the 2x6. And there's 2 holes on each side of the 2x6, so it keeps it nice and sturdy and straight, and that's why I chose this method, because I knew if I nailed it, it wouldn't be the most sturdy, straight option for me personally. But if you're really good with nail guns, then that route is perfectly fine as well. It'll work just as good, but I'm just not that experienced with it, so that's why I did this. Well, I'm gonna stop there for now and go surf for a little bit. Then later tonight I'll come back and finish it off because I only have 3 more. But this is how it's looking. Okay, I'll pick back up tonight. Later on that night, I just went ahead and set a couple more of the beams, but then I realized I should probably leave the end open just so when it's time to push up the plywood onto the roof, I have some room to work with instead of trying to squeeze it in through the beams. The next day, it was time to install the side overhangs, and I decided to just take 2 2x6s and nail them directly into the last rafter, so it's only a 3-inch overhang on each side. So here I'm just nailing some cut pieces of 2x6 to the bottom of the rafter, so when I take the full-size 2x6, I can just kind of flop it over it and it holds it in place. Instead of me trying to hold it in place while nailing it, it's just setting there. I could hardly work it all this day, so all I did was set this up there, and then I had to go back later that night to nail it all in place. And I didn't record the second plank going up, but it's the exact same process as this. I just took my nail gun and shot nails into it, and then took the last 2x6, flopped it over on top of the cut pieces once again, and shot that right in place as well. The next day is time to start adding in the side cripples that sit under the last rafter and a little bit under the overhang. So all I did was take these 2x4s and make the appropriately sized cuts for it to slip underneath those rafters and support it. You can see what I'm talking about right here. So it's just these little 2x4s that sit directly underneath this, and then I just take my nail gun and shoot it directly into place. I just add 1 nail on each side on both the top and bottom, and it makes everything extremely secure, and also it gives me studs where I can continue nailing on the shiplap. So for these, I just spaced them out by 18 inches because that's all I really needed. And also, if you want to learn about how I did the pitch of the roof, like how it is right now, then you can go back to my video from last week because I explained everything on how I calculated the pitch and all that I needed. So if you want to know how to do this entire rafter process from start to finish, go watch that video and you can see that. Once all the cripples were in place, we started shoving the plywood up on top of the rafters, and of course we shoved them through the rafters anyway, even though I left the opening at the end, but whatever, we got them up there either way. And I just put the full sheets that I need up there, and I'm still going to cut the other pieces, but that can go up at any time. But I just need my brother and dad's help for this part. And for the sheathing, I used 1/2 inch OXB plywood. So yeah, once it was all up there, we called it a day, and that was my week in the tiny home. So that's where the video for this week wraps up, and this is the point I'm at right now. I have the full plywood sheets up there. The other ones I'm going to be cutting. Oh, I still have to put this one up actually. But yeah, this is how it's looking at this point. It's actually looking like a house in here, surprisingly. So you can see all the side cripples and everything, and yeah, all I have to do is put this one up there, start nailing them down, and then I can start putting the actual roofing material on, which will be in next week's video. Hopefully in next week's video the roof is completely done and we can start working on the electrical wiring, insulation, and all that fun stuff. But I hope you guys did enjoy this tiny home update. It's really starting to come along, which is cool to see. As always, if you guys have any questions whatsoever about anything, leave them down in the comments and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. I just try to make everything as simple as possible because while researching this entire process, it's super hard to find straight answers anywhere. So hopefully if you're trying to build a roof or anything like this, it made it a little bit easier for you. So yeah, let me know in the comments if it helped you out at all. And also don't forget, I just released brand new merch. It's linked right down there and I'm obsessed with it. There's orca whales on it, which is, I love orcas. So yeah, go check out the merch. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my new videos, which could either be tiny house, scary, fun, bunch of random stuff. So you don't want to miss out on that. But other than all that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.